9. Number 9.
Oh, I just love the sound of number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's edition of Let's Talk Oconee. And today on this program, I am acting as both Rainy Bond and Jazzy Jeff because Rainy isn't here. Go ahead, Chris. I know you want to say something. I know you're excited that Rainy's not here so you can get more airtime this week.
No, but you know what he does? No, that's not true. But he does steal my camera time a lot.
Yeah. I'd hate for him to steal your camera time.
Well, what can I say?
I mean, what can you say? Welcome in. It is Wednesday evening. Welcome to a live edition of Let's Talk Oconee. I've got to turn my headset up because I can't hear myself. Are you okay now? Are you still good with your headset?
Yeah,
I'm
fine.
we all good with our headsets?
I can hear you great. Thank you.
Welcome in. We're glad to have you with us here. On this is show number 14, by the way, if you're keeping score at home. We've lasted longer than the writing campaign for Perry Smith.
But I can say one thing.
Well, yeah, go ahead. What can you say?
This is going to be a wild show. I promise you. If you watch the whole show,
oh my God,
we will become legends.
Oh Lord, we're going to be legends. Matter of fact, we might be front page in the Journal coming up tomorrow morning. You never know.
You threw it. You think so?
That's it. Yep, there it goes. I knew it. And I want to mention real quickly that we have a fan of the siren, by the way.
Oh, dear.
Yes, we do. We have a fan of the siren. You want to know who it is?
Who?
The chief of police for the city of Seneca, Casey Bowling.
Oh, he loves it.
Loves your siren.
Awesome.
Oh, he's probably a really good officer.
He's
Casey, you're the man. There you go, buddy. You stop down someday. You could. Well, I don't know if I'll let you crank it, but you can hear it in person.
I've asked him to come by one day. He said he'll pay us a visit.
Thank you.
Well, we have a lot to get to, and I'm going to hold up something real quick because later in the show, I want you to be prepared because we are going to celebrate something tonight. We actually are going to give away an award.
We are.
For the first time ever. That's right.
Award.
It's going to be a nice award, and we'll tell you a little bit about that. But also tonight, for all you folks up there, if you can see that, we're going to be doing what we call Jeffy's Math. Jeffy's Math, okay? And if you see the 8, take away 4, leaves 8. And we'll do that coming up later in our program.
Stomp it out.
All right, first topic up for tonight. We're going to talk about school board. I'm kind of happy about how things turned out Monday night.
Yeah. Well, you know what? At this point, I don't have any kids in school, but I like that they're going to be much more aggressive. I have a feeling they're going to be more aggressive, and based on what we saw earlier this summer where they gave these people a bye that were threatening teachers and students, hopefully that's going to be addressed more seriously.
Well, a couple of things is, first of all, we have, number one, Amanda Holder took the oath of office Monday night. She is the new representative to the school board for District 1. And Sandy Sloan, who is representative of District 3, she was re-sworn in again, of course, to continue for another 4-year term. But the big thing is that, number one, the bus drivers are going to get their $2,000 bonus.
That's awesome.
And that is big.
That was big
huge
news. But also something else. Teachers and staff are going to be getting a $600 bonus.
That's awesome, too.
So I think there was a lot of good positive things that happened Monday night from the school board that I saw as a takeaway. I was very pleased to see that Dr. Thorsland, for the most part, admitted that there was a mistake. And that was his comments that he addressed the board coming this past Monday night. So for once, I am going to give an A to the school board of Oconee County and the superintendent because in the end, even though the bus drivers and everyone had to get involved, in the end, the right thing was done. And for that, we give you the first ever annual salute from Let's Talk Oconee SC. We salute you, school district, and Thorsland. There you go.
But here's the thing that's going to be important.
Mm-hmm.
These guys deserve the money. But the issue is, are they being paid competitive in the marketplace? Because if you're just going to throw money at a problem and think it's going to go away, it's not going to work.
Glad you brought that up.
Oh, thank you.
Because that was actually discussed as well.
Good.
And there is a discrepancy amongst the market pay. That was admitted to in the meeting, as the superintendent said, that there is a discrepancy and that needed to be addressed coming up in a new budget year.
Great.
And I actually believe for once that will be talked about. They realize that there is a discrepancy compared to the other 7 districts that they took a look at. So, again, we salute them. I hate it that it had to come to all of this, but at least the bus drivers, what they were promised, they're going to get what they were promised.
And you know what? That's not rocket science.
No,
there are
it's not.
companies that do that. Competitive wages like that, as far as doing the analysis. I mean, it doesn't even cost that much anymore.
It's a lot harder for government agencies to do the cost. If you take a look at South Carolina state government versus Georgia and North Carolina, the state agencies in South Carolina, their employees are paid basically pennies and dollars or nickels. It's not competitive at all.
Right.
If you take a look at other states outside of South Carolina.
But here's the thing, or even counties between counties.
True.
The reality is, if that's the case, then people are going to go where the market is. That's what I would do.
And
That's what I would do for my family. You do the same thing.
I think you're seeing that. I think that's why we have some of the teachers that are leaving their profession because, unfortunately, there's other places that they could make more money.
Absolutely.
That was something else that was addressed, too, was the staff exit interviews. And I'm not sure that I actually buy into some of the things that Al Leroy was saying concerning some of the exit interviews. When it comes to having those, I think I would feel better if a third party was hosting some of these exit because it gives the perception that things may be skewed.
Yes.
Do you understand? It might be skewed. So I think it would be a better situation if, for example, if you have these, you wanted some of these surveys to have them conducted by a third party.
Mm-hmm.
That would be good.
So that there's no improprieties or anything. I'm not saying there is, but I think that some of the school district people would feel better knowing that a third party versus having someone in-house conduct these interviews. That's how I feel.
Well, yeah,
Well,
but
how
look,
comfortable are you going to be if you're leaving and you did have an issue? How comfortable are you going to be if you're going to another district within the state? Are you going to be actually saying what your issue was to someone that you know still works for the state? Because you're going to be concerned that that's going to follow you around.
well, okay, so the other thing, too, is there's been a lot of angst over the last several months. Okay, now they're getting money, but you know what? You got to build that trust.
You do.
Now, if you're going to outsource that, you're getting honest information, they're going to tell you, hey, listen, man, you guys are way off or you guys are hitting the mark. You can bring it in-house if you want once that trust is restored, but I think they got and we gave them a salute, which is great, but the reality is, and I think these guys are smart enough to know, these leaders know, that the trust has to be built and earned.
It was after, like I said, it was promised, it was sent out an email that they were going to get it, and Dr. Thorsland agreed. He said, hey, look, we dropped the ball on this. And I think that's what people were wanting to hear to begin with, that, look, there was a mistake. Okay, well, let's find a solution to rectify the situation instead of dragging this thing out as it was drug out. But, it's a sad thing the bus drivers had to go to this great length to get something across. But I'm glad. I am thankful that was handled. Another thing with the school board that was mentioned, and there's a lot of talk right now concerning the old Seneca Middle School. Mm-hmm. What's going to happen with it after it closes? Well, I do know that City Administrator Scott Mulder and Mayor Dan Alexander, they made a push for that school, and they have their reasons why. It would be a great benefit to expand Schaefer Complex. You have the two side by side. They want to keep the gym and some of the other classrooms, but I also know that there's other issues, other people's wanting the building too. So I don't know where that's heading. I just know that the city did make a push to take that property and the building and wanted to use it to incorporate more of Schaefer Complex.
The other thing is on the money. you got to be at least in the market to make that to the point where people aren't going to leave. But retention is not all about money. It does become all about money when you're way below the market. But when you get at least close, there's other things that somebody's going to say, hey, for $1,000, is it worth it? No, I like where I am. I'm giving a lot of autonomy. It just is big. So those are the types of things on these exit interviews they can gather to. It doesn't always cost money to retain the top talent.
Oh, I agree. And a couple of other things, there were some of the things that were talked about too, was some of the statewide test scoring had come up, that they were very positive, some numbers. And we're still dealing with pandemic. I don't care what anybody says. We're still dealing from 2 years out where we shut schools down for such and such time for, in and out for over a year, basically.
Right.
Everything had changed. So I think it's going to take a little bit of time to come back out of that cycle.
Take years.
I do. I think it's going to take years to come out.
Take years.
And once that is once it's finished, I think we'll be back in better shape. But it does look like things are finally going back to normal. Jennifer Moore, our wonderful friend from More to the Story, checks in over here, says, where is the money all of a sudden coming from? Well, it is coming from general fund. That's what I have been told. And I also know that there right now there's more going out than there's more coming in the budgeting, because we're starting to get into tax revenue season. So more revenue will be coming back into the county, but they had set aside. So my understanding, it's going to be coming from the general fund. That this is where the money to pay the bonuses are coming from. And they have done bonuses before, as far as the teachers and staff and school bus drivers. It's not every year, but I think for the last 1 to 2 years that the school district did do something for the employees because of COVID, the pandemic, and stuff like that. So they did do some stuff.
They had money left from COVID, I believe.
I believe they did too. So I think that's where some of the money's coming from.
But and Jennifer, you're asking about where the money's coming from. You get into a situation like this, they can take the money. If it's serious enough, they're going to take the money from somewhere. But that's not going to work in the long term.
No, it's not. I mean,
which means you're going to either cut something or you're going to raise taxes. That's really the way it's going to be.
By the way, have y'all got your OCC bumper sticker yet?
Oh, that's right. I heard about that.
Yeah, take a look at the picture. I haven't showed it for anybody online yet.
Oh.
But apparently
Why is it? Oh, it is red.
Yeah, it's red.
Oh, man.
Why is right in the middle of a radio show?
What, a phone call?
I got a phone call right in the middle of the radio show. Don't you know that this show is more important?
Telemarketer?
No, it's not a telemarketer.
I get excited when they call my house and it's a live person, because I can call them lawbreakers.
When I get certain spam calls, you know what I like to do?
What?
I like to answer it. Brown's Funeral Home used to exist over here years ago. Now it's Mountain View.
Right.
I'll answer the phone. Brown Oglesby Funeral Home. You kill them, we chill them.
Oh, wow.
And I'm gonna tell you, talk about they'll slam the phone dead in heartbeat.
Yeah,
they will.
Well, at my age, I'm always getting the guys from Medicare, and
you deserve Medicare, Chris.
Well,
I'm just gonna be honest with you.
I'll never give it up. But here's the thing: they'll call, and sometimes you'll get the live person. And they're trying to hustle you. So, and it drives my wife crazy, because then I'm like, oh, hi, yeah, I'm doing okay. Yeah. And then after I lure them in, then I say, you're a lawbreaker. I'm on the do not call list. And then they hang up.
Obviously, you've not been watching this commercial where this lady that has these big glasses. Why do I need to call Medicare? I get everything. You ever seen that one yet?
Oh, no.
By the way, what's a number to George Sink?
Who?
George Sink.
All nine.
Oh, that's right. That's that lawyer. I like the double aught guy. You ever said that double aught?
No. We support George Sink on this program because he has a telephone number that starts with all nines.
No. Oh, yeah. You know what? We're going to really have to talk about the all nines. Hey, the thing about it, though, is that, my boy, what was the thing about why this dude said something about he got more votes than Kerry?
Just hold on.
All right, I'm sorry.
We can't go into that yet.
All right, I won't say anything.
It's not correct segment yet.
Race.
Wrong segment.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. I apologize.
So what else do we have here?
Well, we're still in segment 1.
Yeah, I'm still looking here.
Well,
oh my God.
We can go into segment 2.
Yeah, go ahead and go in segment 2, and then we'll after
well,
that.
where's are we going to bring Bond on, or are we going to wing it?
No, Bond's coming on in the third segment.
Okay.
I made that executive decision. He's coming on in the third segment.
Okay, so hey, so why don't we talk about this? Is and I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just trying to understand.
Okay.
We've got this upcoming court, right?
Right. That's actually the day's been moved.
When is it going to be?
30th.
The
I
30th.
think it's been moved to November 30th.
Well, you know,
Why? Was there any explanation for that? Or?
Not really.
well, you know what? I think that I am actually a news hound and an interviewer.
Uh-huh.
So I think I need to be there. I need to ask people, what is going on? Why are you here? What's the story? Because we do need to broadcast it to our fans.
Okay.
So what do you think's going to happen with this court thing? Do we know anything that we could talk about, or is it just like hush hush? I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking.
I don't know.
I sure as hell wouldn't want to be on the opposite side. I'd much rather be the plaintiff of this than the defendants.
I think I'm going to keep right now my opinions to myself of
Okay.
what I think.
Well, I'm supposed
But-
to be independent. So.
But I think it is more involved than the three of us sitting here in the FPS studios actually knows.
Really?
I believe that there's a whole lot more that we know. That's my feeling. I have a very distinctive gut feeling that tells me
serious.
something is not right. For example, they were given 7 days to turn over all of the stuff, including the checkbook and things that needed to be turned over.
yeah.
How hard is it? I mean,
Yeah, really, 7 days. Well, they probably beat that, right? But it doesn't take that much. Would they do 3 days or what?
I don't think they've done anything yet.
Really? You know what? I believe in a free press.
Well, I do too, and I
So-
think you'll get the free press
And you know,
here.
inquiring minds in Oconee County want to know.
I think you'll get the truth in the local newspaper, the Journal. I'm sure that we'll have one of Riley Morningstar's Quack Rip news team reporters on it, and I understand that Chris Ruin, news reporter for Let's Talk Oconee, is going to be on it too.
Well, of course.
That's what I've been told.
The best investigative reporters are progressive elitists.
There you go, talking about
I-
the progressive
yeah,
elitist
yeah,
again. By the way, speaking of progressive elitist, they actually vote.
Well, sure.
Did you know that Stamp
saw
Creek
that.
precinct, 67% of voting? I have said it once, and I'll say it again. If you're running for a countywide election and you carry Stamp Creek, you will win. Because let me tell you, the Lake people, they vote.
Really?
New Hope, they vote.
show
Kiwi,
up.
they vote.
Well,
There's your 3 precincts that's around the lake. Okay, there's your 3.
well, it sounds to
They
me.
vote.
It sounds to me, though, like some of the information we've seen in the video, that the elitist extremists
Ding 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 ding
living
ding ding
in
ding ding
luxury, high in the mountains,
ding 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 ding
looking
ding
down.
ding ding.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, I'm just
Oh,
that's my
okay.
new sound effect.
It looks to me like getting out the vote within the elitist extremists living in luxury, high in the mountains, looking down their noses at us, are having trouble drawing the vote out. But of course, it's not their fault.
Don't draw the
It's not because they have wacky ideas.
Oh, it's always wacky.
No.
I mean, you know, you live up on the lake. It's wackiness. I mean, come on.
What?
What do you got rolled up under that San Francisco hat?
Oh.
Come on, Rick.
All right. You want me to say what I thought?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So
Because you're going to anyway.
All right, well, we did this big thing at 1313, you know, and as you guys know, I was doing live interviews. I was really working hard. It was absolutely one of the most fun I've had. But, you know, I was really working, okay? So I'm looking in the window, and I was making observations. And, you know,
You were
that's my
people
job.
watching.
So one of the things I observed is I liked the people, but I kept thinking, man, they drink a lot. And then I started smelling something.
No, you didn't.
I did. I was smelling marijuana.
Oh.
Now wait a minute. I didn't
You
think
said it,
anything,
Chris.
but then I reached up in my little thing here, and there. I didn't put it in there from San Francisco, but there was an old roach there, and I was wondering if maybe that was it. That was it. So I threw it away. Jeff looked at me, and that was it.
Are you ready to go to break? God help us. Somebody's got to get us out of here. Randy, where are you at?
What?
Randy is never getting another day off from this radio program ever again.
You know, I did.
Help!
Wait a minute. I did have two people tell me what they thought of my hometown in San Francisco.
Yeah.
What did they say?
They said, well, shit. And I'm like, come on, man. What do you mean? And
Sure glad we're
they
not
said
on-
a few more things than that.
I am sure glad that we're not live on the radio tonight.
Well, I know. Of course we're not. That's why I can say, well, that's what they said, you know.
She
And
did say
and
that. I was there. She
Yeah.
said it.
Yeah.
By the way, it's 19 minutes after 7.
A lot of generalizations.
There's a number 9.
Well, a lot of generalizations. You know, I mean, what do you expect? I said, well, at least you like my hat.
Hey, it's time to go to break, Chris.
All right, go to break. All right.
All right, we're going to break. When we come back, I have no idea what's going to happen when we come back from break. We may be here, we may not. I'll never know. But stick around and find out, because you never know what's going to happen here. Let's Talk Oconee SC. We're back in just moments.
Your place, a ticket to paradise. I can't stay here anymore.
The Blood Connection needs you now. Make an appointment to donate blood right now in your community. Get ready to be a lifesaver. Hey, you, yes, you, let's save lives. We hope you know you're always needed, because getting 800 blood donations a day to provide for local hospital is no small feat. If anyone who is able to donate blood that they did on a regular basis every 2 months, there would never be a blood shortage. That's why the Blood Connection is your community blood center, so you can feel good about helping your neighbors. The Blood Connection is located right here next to Oconee Memorial Hospital, in between there and Lila Dole at Sanford Boulevard. If you can't donate blood at this time, you can still help. Here's how you do that. Host a blood drive. Call 864-751-1160 to schedule a blood drive. It's the Blood Connection, ready to save a life. All they need is your help. Donate blood today. The Blood Connection in Seneca. Hey, Jazzy Jeff here. Let me tell you about one of my favorite restaurants in Walhalla. If you haven't checked out Steph's Steaks and More, you need to. It's the best cheesesteak around. I guarantee it, because I eat there all the time. Steph's Steaks is located at 115B East Main Street in downtown Walhalla. Check out their website. It's stephsteaks.com. That's stephsteaks.com. And I guarantee you, your taste buds will congratulate you. Head to Walhalla now and check out the deliciousness of all of these great cheesesteaks. I mean, my mouth is watering right now just thinking about it. You can actually order online, or you can call in your orders. Again, their website is stephsteaks.com. That's stephsteaks.com. And they're open Monday through Wednesday from 10:30 a.m. to 3 p.m., Thursday and Saturday 10:30 a.m. to 8 p.m., and they're closed on Sunday. They're on Facebook, and you can check them out on the web, once again, at stephsteaks.com. Take it from me, you'll get hooked. It's time for some dope smoking music, ladies and gentlemen.
Such a good
Oh,
song.
man.
Oh, man, anytime you can play ELO on a radio program, you're high, baby. You're high.
I am so sleepy now.
Yeah, Crenshaw's coming after you, buddy. McMahon and the OCC and the Barney Fife is on the way.
Hey, at my age, they just give me a lecture.
Don't be doing that no more. That's bad.
Yeah,
Don't be smoking
yeah.
dope.
We know you contribute so much to society.
Here's what's sad about Oconee County is back in the 1960s and 70s, the worst drugs we had around here was moonshine. In that picture, every once in a while, you'd see Sheriff Myron Green with a big old jug of corn liquor from Salem or Mountain Rest. See, that's what
I would.
Corn liquor is really bad for you.
I'm
just
telling
gonna-
you.
That beats
I'm just gonna put that
radiator.
out
but
there
it's good
you.
for your car. I mean, you can actually run corn liquor. You can run moonshine in the car.
Well, it like puts holes in radiators. What's it do to your body?
Makes you feel fine. Frog hair. Well, let's talk about how we could get rid of David Nix on the Planning Commission. Seems like Clemson City did a great job of getting rid of Brad White, didn't he?
Yeah. You know, I read that, and actually, seriously, I was shocked. They moved so quick. I really was. I read that, and I'm like, wow. And with everything that's going on in this country, and at a local level, when I read that stuff, literally when I read what supposedly he did not write, it was 4 a.m. I was going to get a drink of water. I read that, and I woke Gladys up. It really bothered me. And I'm giving a shout out. I mean, I'm not going to do a siren because I do a siren with glee. I'm very serious about it. Them doing that gave them more credibility than I have seen anyplace else. And I tell you, I what disappoints me the most is what's going on in our county. You know, everybody knows, and this is very disturbing, that one of the OCC leaders who even has talked about that he was held up as a role model by our suspended councilman, wrote he was against these foreign traditions. Well, that's a dog whistle. But this guy, and I have all the documentation, called me a slur, an anti-Semitic slur against Jews. Okay? He did it. It was in a post. And then when I called him out on it, expecting like he'd say, hey, I'm sorry, what he ended up doing, he got very ugly about it. I mean, really ugly. And then he even had the balls to say, well, you know, maybe I'll lawyer up like he's going to sue me. And I'm like, are you crazy? But never. And this is bad. And they were like, he was backpedaling. I'm an old dude, man. I'm retired now. All I am concerned about is this extremism that's across the country, so I read all about it. So I provided documentation, the Anti-Defamation League, and the American Jewish Committee, and both words separately and together are slurs.
Go ahead real quickly for everyone that may not be familiar. What did he actually say, Chris?
He said it was a part of the globalist cabal.
Okay.
And the globalist cabal is an anti-Semitic slur against Jews used by extremists. It's out there. I mean, it's very easy. It's been probably like that for about 10 years. People like Bannon use it. Trump uses it. Been picked up by Proud Boys, white nationalists. And the thing about it is, it's just one of those sound bites they parrot. But it's very hurtful.
Is it possible that they just don't really have a clue what it means?
Oh, I don't believe that.
No,
I don't believe.
It's not possible
no,
because
no.
he's told him enough times. Other people have told him enough times, and he's had plenty of opportunity to walk it back. Any normal person would have walked it back by now. So no, it's not possible that
And
he
this
doesn't
was
know.
on. By the way, this was on a public forum.
Yes,
It was on the Journal Post. And then he said I was a slanderous liar and produced the proof. Well,
There you
it
have
was like 6 months. Hell, as soon as he did it, I clipped it and I had it. And then he was quiet. Now, since I've called it out again, he says he's taken off the gloves because McMahon was holding a bat. I have no idea what that means.
Ed McMahon.
Yeah. No kidding. But here's the thing.
Here's
You
Johnny!
think about this. You think about this. If he would have used the N-word, it would have been totally different. But I can tell you what's going to happen, and people can believe it. They can roll their eyes. I'll tell you what's going to happen. You're going to have a diverse developer come in, and there's going to be something they're going to feel uncomfortable with, and they're going to point it out. And you got a guy that used this on the planning commission, and the city or the county is going to get a suit. It's going to happen. And I told the county, I said, I'm going to be the first one that will provide the information, and you want to call me and testify, I will. That is wrong. And let me just 90 seconds. So this globalist, when is this anti-Semitic? Much like dual loyalty, globalists use to promote the anti-Semitic conspiracy that Jewish people do not have allegiance to their countries of origin, like the United States, but some worldwide order, like a global economy or international political system that will enhance their control over the world's banks, governments, and media. Today, globalist is a coded word for Jews. And maybe Matthew Durham doesn't know. He used it in that meeting when he was going up against the council after he was suspended. He used the word. Today, globalist is a coded word for Jews who are seen as international elites conspiring to weaken or dismantle Western society using their international connections and control over big corporations, all echoing the destructive theory that Jews hold greed and tribe above country. Cabal, a small, powerful group that seeks to establish control. Today, often denoted as Jewish cabal on social media, it is a dog whistle for Jewish control. You look at this, you go out to the Anti-Defamation League, all these, it is an anti-Semitic slur. No matter how much these guys want to say it, the thing that surprised them was an old man just like that. Hell, I study these extremist groups. I knew. So, anyways, the county needs to do what's right. You shouldn't. Here's the thing that people don't understand, guys. I was in the corporate world for many, many years. I escorted a guy out when he used a slur. And you got to be very careful as far as documentation. But once he did it, I tagged him. He had 20 years of service. And what happened is he blurted out, he was mad. You just can't have that. You just can't. Not only that, these companies act like they don't know it. I don't believe that for a minute. It's a hostile environment is what it's called. And
Well,
it costs money.
we've seen a lot of companies. Go ahead, Cathy. I'm going to let you go. Go ahead.
The thing about it is it's not only what he said, it's their whole premise of what their group is. Everything they lay out, it's the whole thing. That everything is they don't want any diversity.
They're anti-everything.
They are. They're anti-everything.
As long as it
They
doesn't,
put it in a
if
newsletter.
if it fits their narrative of what they want.
They don't want any diversity.
Nope.
None whatsoever. And that ticks all the boxes. If you go to the Southern Poverty Law Firm, they're a hate group, y'all.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
just wake up. Call
Well,
it what it is. They're a hate group.
Yeah.
And that's what the county needs to look at. They need to wake up, and that's exactly what Pickens did. Because they can't have that when you've got a university full of a diverse student body and a diverse bunch of professors. You can't have that. They did the right thing, and our county should do the right thing.
Well, our buddy Roger chimes in here with us on our social media on Let's Talk Oconee SC. And Roger says that they can't apologize to much self-righteousness, not enough humanity to admit fault.
Exactly.
Right. But think about this. When Durham published in his newsletter that last thing that this guy wrote.
A newsletter, by the way, that potentially could be illegal to do.
Right.
And why isn't the state picking that up as well, is what I'm not getting.
Well, let me just say one thing. He wrote in there, this guy, because I won't use his name because his distaste is too much. He's against foreign traditions. What does that mean? That's code. Kwanzaa? You know,
Well, they're
anything else?
I mean, my God, they're against.
Could you imagine?
This is a country of immigrants.
But this is well, that.
unless you're a Native American,
But they're against everything. You can't have festivals. No, that festivals are bad.
yeah.
I mean, we've seen that in this little newsletter 2 years ago that they posted, and this is where all of this got started. When this group became, I guess, started in power 2 years ago under the GOP reorganization, and some longtime GOP people were kind of moved out of the way, I realized right quickly, wait a minute, we're dealing with something totally different. This is not normal. It didn't fit normal what I remember in Oconee County with the Republican Party. Something didn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, then something is wrong. I had to go with my gut. So for 2 years before I met you, Cathy, before I met you, Chris, even going back before I met Rainey or all the other people, I knew 2 years going in that, and I even made mention to several people that there's going to be some issues. We've got problems brewing in Oconee County, particularly with this group, because I had already started seeing and feeling the sense of, get out of my way, we're taking over, and if you don't like it, you all can go to hell. That's the way that it was portrayed.
Absolutely.
And the way it was put forth. So for 2 years, I've been sitting on here, I knew exactly what was going on.
You
And
could
anybody, I could smell it, I could see it right
You
before.
said it.
I,
And you know what? A lot of people don't realize. First of all, I'm very disappointed that this community didn't call it out. And I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm a Christian. I'm not Jewish. Wrong is wrong, and I'll tell you why it's sensitive to me. Because when I was in high school, the guy that was fixed shoes, I was 4 years old. I asked him about a tattoo on his hand. You're too young to know about that. And I was very confused. My mom was in the car and she started crying. I said, you know, why? You know, because it was upsetting to me.
right.
Well, she said, well, you know, you'll know when you get older. I forgot about it. Hell, I didn't even know what the Holocaust was. And then when I was a junior, we got called into a special session at school. I didn't know what it was. Hell, you know, you just like getting out of class.
Right.
He was on the stage. and I forget the guy's name. He's long gone, and he was having a Holocaust. He lost his wife and his children.
Well,
And that impacted me for the rest of my life. And when you look at these Muslims that were beaten up, you look at these Chinese people that were beaten up, I mean, it's wrong. It's just beyond wrong. And that's why things have gotten so bad.
but it also, as far as the OCC, it also took people that was within the organization to realize, hey, wait a minute, something is not right here. For example, it took Rainey to start making the questions, and then we know Luke Moore. We've had conversations with Luke Moore. Some friends of mine that was a part of that, Sean Tilson, they started asking questions that, they started seeing what I saw with this group, that something's not right. So when they started asking questions, then, we got to get rid of them. And that's what happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what happened. They got rid of them. It was a great thing of what David McMahon is responsible for, one great thing, and one thing only. He brought people together thinking that it was for a great cause. In reality, it was not a great cause. He destroyed the Republican Party. Oconee County Republican Party is fractured. Now, is it going to get better? Absolutely. Going forward, come January, I'm hoping that April, there's too much going on in the month of April around here. We have a reorg, and we also have a disgraced councilman that's going to be on trial. So something's going to be.
Hopefully.
But well, I still believe nothing's happened. It's every month that passes by, I'm telling you, it gets closer and closer. I guarantee you that they've offered him X amount of plea deals, and this, I'm telling you, when you're fighting a SLED, you're fighting SLED. You've got the Attorney General. They think that they're operating above the law. They think that they're going to beat this and they're going to win this. I'm telling you, it's going to be a rough road.
Okay, so, and I'm going to say this.
Go ahead.
So, the best thing for me, like you talked about, destroyed the Republican Party.
Mm-hmm.
And I've told people this. I was always a Republican until 15. I changed, and it was really, and psychologically, it was very upsetting to see what happened. And I can tell you right now, I wouldn't sit in a room with a Republican. I wouldn't, because I classified them all the same. I really did. That was
let me
me.
ask this: do you classify me because of my views and my values? Because
Well, what I'm saying is, if you would have told me you were a Republican, I would have automatically been on guard. Because, all this crap that Trump wrought on this country. Well, coming on this show, meeting people like Jim Mann, meeting people like Jennifer and Luke, meeting Ranny.
we're not like that.
No, but you know what? I go to the 313 and we're laughing and all that. I mean, and I know even people when they hear me talking and they know I'm a Democrat, I can see it's confusing because they're kind of like, well, hey, he's pretty easy to talk to, and he's a Democrat. We're all like that.
But it doesn't confuse me because I know you.
Right, but
You and I may not agree on everything, but at the end, here's what we do agree on. We agree on what you said over and over. We agree on our country. We love our country. We believe in the principles that our country was set forth of the founding fathers. We believe in the Constitution of the United States. We believe that everyone is equal.
yeah.
You're equal. I'm equal. Kathy's equal. Everybody's equal.
And the midterms, I know we're going to get into
Oh,
that in
yeah,
the third segment, but all I'm saying about the midterms is I prayed every single night. I was very worried. I said every night.
I do.
And when it happened,
There were some tough pills to swallow.
yeah, but still, when you look at where we were thinking we are going to head, and then you get rid of this freak Carrie Lake, look at that. That's just how I feel.
I get it. I understand.
Okay.
And I'm glad we're having this conversation.
But look at who we got for education, though. I mean, that's rough, y'all.
I just want that. I want that master's degree. I want to be able to get it in less than 6 months.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wish
sign
I
me
could've.
up, man.
Maybe we should start the Let's Talk Oconee SC University.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Chris could be Professor Chris.
Oh, I would like that.
I mean, why not?
Jeff,
I mean,
no,
evidently, Sachs would accreditate us.
You wouldn't.
They we
he-
could get accredited.
I don't think Jeff wouldn't get a master's. Jeff would get his doctorate in talk showology.
I'm already a doctor.
Well, there you
I'm
go.
Dr. Jazzy Jeff.
But you could go to the Dr. Phil Institute and get your PhD in talk showology.
Well, don't forget, coming up next week, we're going to drop turkeys out of a helicopter. By the way, that's one of the greatest episodes of television, WKRP, and the Turkey is Away episode. As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. I've been threatening to do that for the last 20 years at Applewood Shopping Center.
Really?
Just turn turkeys loose and let them go.
That would not go the way you think it would go.
I know where there's 4 turkeys I could throw away. Can you name those 4 turkeys?
Where?
One. Come on, Chris. You know the 4 turkeys.
That would not go the
You
way
you know who I. Cathy got it.
Hey.
Congratulations, Cathy. You are a winner today.
I'm a winner every day.
You
I'm
didn't
going
get
to
it.
ask you who that is.
Yeah,
Okay.
we got to go to break.
Yeah,
by the
but
way.
before we go to break,
I'll
that's what I was
explain it to
waiting
him.
for.
I'll
That's
break it
waiting
down
for.
for him.
My car's in the body shop. The guy at Enterprise picked me up. His name is Javier. Great guy. I told him I'd do a shout out if he listened to the show, and he said he would. So there you go.
Hey.
I told you.
Wait a minute. We have another message over here.
From who? Is it one of my fans or yours?
No, it's not your fan.
Oh.
It's
Come
my,
on,
it's
man.
my fan.
What is this?
It's Rainey Bond. Y'all miss me yet?
Who?
The question is, does he miss us?
Rainey.
Is it Randy
Did-
you said or who?
RANNIE
Fred. You know what?
Bond, do you miss us?
He's one of my best friends, but he always tries to steal the camera time.
Well, he's going to be stealing the telephone time here in a few minutes because we're about to make a phone call to him.
Okay, so we're gonna go to break, and hey, this is my favorite segment coming up. This is the one I've been planning for all week.
Yes, you are.
Have you?
I'm going to break now. Hold
a
on,
great
Chris.
song.
Sorry.
Hold on. Okay. All right. I know you're busy. Here we go. Let me go to break. Thank you. Let's talk Oconee SC. We'll be right back on the other side. I don't know why, but we will. So stick around and stay tuned. It's all coming up next. You are. If you're not in the know, then you need to know. That's why Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. we invite you to join us right here on LakeKiwiRadioOnline.com for a new and exciting program. It's called Let's Talk Oconee SC. Join your host, Rainey Bond, Cathy Littleton, Chris Ruin, and myself, Jazzy Jeff. We go inside the news stories that affect you here in Oconee County. Visit their webpage at letstalkoconeesc.com. There you can find out current shows or you can listen to past shows. Join us live Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. on air and online at LakeKiwiRadioOnline.com for one of the most exciting radio shows to ever hit the airwaves right here in Oconee County, South Carolina. Join us once again at letstalkoconeesc.com. That's letstalkoconeesc.com. We'll see you Saturday mornings on air online at letstalkoconeesc.com and LakeKiwiRadioOnline.com.
If you haven't read the Journal lately, you'll be amazed at what you've been missing. The Journal is Oconee County's paper, delivering you news no one else can. If you care about Seneca, Walhalla, Westminster, or Oconee County in general, you need to read the Journal. Our local staff strives to provide you with local news not found anywhere else. And the Journal now delivers Smart Source coupons in the weekend edition. So call the Journal at 882-2375 and subscribe today. That's 882-2375 for the Journal.
What in the world do you have over there?
Hey,
Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, and
getting
now
ready to discuss the red wave.
I have our good friend on, by the way, via telephone, all the way from where you at there, Rainey?
Where can we see him?
You're where at now?
If you can see me, Randy, I'm waving.
Georgia.
See?
Okay, he's in Georgia right now. No, we're via phone. He's driving.
Oh,
He
okay.
can't see. He'll
Okay.
have to go back and watch the show at the end
Okay.
of the show.
All right.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Oconee SC. You want to explain
Well, you
this
know,
ghetto?
Okay, so
Get
you know,
out.
I was so nervous about the red wave. And then when it turned into the pink slushy, I got a call from the Democratic National Committee, because I used to, in my youth, I was a drum major, and they said, Chris, would you go to some of the biggest cities and lead some of these parades?
Oh, my God.
And I said, well, of course I will. But the problem is, as you can see, I have a custom-made baton, and I had it made by Louis Vuitton, and they had to change the balls off because the other one, my balls were too big, so they made them. What? Don't make it dirty. So I got smaller balls because mine were too big, as you can see here. But the problem is, as I've gotten older, I mean, I had a great time. But as I've gotten older, I started to get Trump hands. So Jeff, maybe you could show the camera, like here. Could you please?
They can
could
see
you?
it.
Could you like maybe pick it up a little bit? I can't. It's hard for me to handle sometimes. I got special hands I use. There you go. Show the camera. That is my Louis Vuitton special.
Rainey, get me. I need help. Can you come
That's
back?
not a baton. That's a dum-dum
So-
for a dum-dum.
That's what is it? So, thank you, Jeff. Thank you. And you know what? Based on the pink slushy, Cathy, would you please pick up my violin and show the camera?
Oh, my God.
Please. The camera. That is the world's smallest violin for the pink slushy.
Yes.
All right.
Now we're ready to get serious.
We're ready?
again. All right, I'm ready.
All
ready.
right,
Do your math.
Rainey, it's time now for Jeffy's math. Now, yep, I've got it all written out for people here on the camera. So now we're going to start off with a very simple equation. This is math according to the OCC. So if we take 8 minus 4, that leaves 8. Because see, if you have 8 up on top and you have take away 4, that leaves 8. Does everybody agree with that?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
8
perfect.
minus 4 equals 8. That's Jeffy's math. Well, first of all, here we go. We have 1,121 write-in votes in D2. Okay, that is District 2 for the State House Representatives. This is for the write-in candy eater, 1121. Do we all agree there, right?
Yes.
Okay. In a district that he wasn't eligible to win anyway, in District 1 against Bill Whitmire, he had 232.
What's that all
They
about?
voted in there for him?
Yep, they voted in D2,
Wow.
232. So now if we take those totals, and we'll all agree, oh, and by the way, I wrote, I love Perry here. It says 1,353 voted in D1 and D2 in the write-in for Perry Smith. We all agree with that, right?
Yep.
But wait, there's more. Do you remember the video at the end, I'm a loser, but I still got more votes than Carrie Unsworth?
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah, I
Now-
wondered how he did that.
Now, this is Jeffy's math.
That's not true?
No, it's not. If I take a look at how many votes that Carrie had, she had 1,400 plus votes in District 1 for school board.
Her district.
Her district only, not the whole county, just
Right.
her district.
where she was supposed to run.
That's
Yeah.
correct, where she
Yes.
was supposed to run. So if I take a look, that's 1,400 votes. Now, what we said earlier, 1,353 in D1 and D2. The disgraced county councilman wanted you to think that that was great. That was one of the best votes that you've ever seen in your life. Now, I might not be a smart man, as Forrest Gump once said, but I think Carrie beat Perry. I think that's the only woman that actually beat Perry.
So what was
In
the-
as much as they
so what
weren't
was the
running
number
against
then
each
he ended
other
up
or
with
for
when
the
you net
same
everything out?
seat.
He,
Well, if Amanda Holder beat Kerry, then Amanda Holder beat him as well.
that's true.
Yes.
So there was no woman actually. Yeah, that's right. I'm excited about that.
And in as
Every
much as
woman
they
on the ballot. beat
Every
Perry.
woman on the ballot
Yeah.
beat Perry.
They did.
Yeah, every woman on the ballot beat Perry.
Which is kind
Well,
of the
even drum
reverse in real
majors
life.
understand that.
Yeah.
Doesn't look too good. I'm
So,
shocked, actually.
Anyway, we have decided, Rainey, and folks sitting in listening in our listening audience vastly around the world, that Let's Talk Oconee is going to designate November the 11th, November 21, that's November the 21st, as Perry Smith Day in Oconee County. And we will have a declaration of whereas, and what went forth coming up on our next show that we will give to Perry for Perry Smith Day.
What about a parade? I'm ready.
You want to do the parade?
I'm ready to serve. Yes,
well,
sir.
we possibly could do a parade because that number of that 1,300, I mean, that's really killer. I mean, those are great numbers for a writing candidate that, 1,121 in D1 and D2 in a district he's not running, getting 232.
Does that mean that he'll come pick up his signs from the district that he wasn't running? in?
No,
I would
save
let
those
him-
signs. That is adding beauty to Oconee County. What are y'all talking about? Stop me.
No,
Don't be messing with his signs.
No.
Save them for next 4 years. They'll be out there for the next run in
Well,
4
I'm
years.
going to extend, not the olive branch. I'm going to extend the baton if he wants to use it. Now,
All
he
right.
might hit that smaller balls, if Louis Vuitton would fix these, because these are, I had to get them smaller for me. He might need smaller ones. But anyways, he's more than welcome to use my Louis Vuitton.
All right, Randy, do you have anything you want to add on this comment before Chris starts talking about pig slushies?
I tell you what.
Yeah, let's talk about the red
here
wave.
real.
Let's talk about
I'm
a
gonna let you guys
reality.
go, and I'm gonna enjoy this.
Wait a
Y'all
minute.
doing a great job.
Did you say you're eating pig ribs?
I am.
You're eating ribs without us. Why is he always eating around us?
He hates us.
What did he say?
He's eating ribs.
Is he
He
really?
eats around
In
us.
there.
Hey, how'd you like my
He never feeds us, except for that one time.
did you like my plume on my hat?
That was awesome.
Thank you.
You need to put your headphones back on so you can hear Rainey.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry, Randy. There you go.
What kind of
Oh, you
sauce?
can't see it.
Hey, what kind of sauce are you using?
This is soy garlic. It's good.
Hey, let's talk about some math here, or statistics. Okay, we're going to talk about the red wave. Can I lead off? People said, well, what happened to the red wave? It's very easy, and I can tell you why. McMahon did this video, and he was talking about turnout. We got to get the turnout. It's not the turnout. It's not the turnout. If you look at the data, and you talk about things like, people are like pushing inflation, it's horrible, blah, blah, blah. Well, the problem is Republicans didn't have a plan. And then last month, it's dropped fell from 8.2 to 7.7, so it's on the downturn. But what people need to understand are some key demographics. So this is from the University of Virginia on exit polls. If you look, because as an example, that write-in candidate, I think he got in an argument with a young lady. I think she was a high schooler, right?
Yeah.
And basically, when they were going at it on this post, there was something like, let me see, so-and-so, what is pathetic? This is him. Thinking you can murder an innocent baby. There's nothing more pathetic than that. It's a great thing there are more decent women in the world. It's a great thing there are just a few of you. Murder has never been legal. Abortion is murder. Are you a murderer? This is a write-in candidate. Was she to a high schooler that was talking about
Yeah, it was
being
when
pro-choice?
when Roe was reversed. It was,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, you can sit there with your little club all you want. You're not following the demographics. You'll never have the power you think you're going to get in the future. Because when you look at this chart and you go from the women 18 to 29, only 25% voted Republican. 75% voted Democrat. You move up the ladder 30 to 34, it started dropping 44% Republican, 56. You get to 45, 64, it's 50-50. And this is the thing that was disappointing to me. You get into the boomers, like me, it basically was 50% Republican, 45% Democrat.
That's why tonight on this program that we feel that it's most important for Oconee County to elect Glenn Hart as chairman January 2023.
Oh, I think that would be great.
Absolutely. It is
Absolutely.
absolutely.
He's a baby boomer.
He's a baby boomer, and we think right here on this program that Glenn Hart would be the best choice for chairman of Oconee County. Randy, your thoughts?
I couldn't agree more.
I'm serious.
Could you imagine what he could do with the budget?
I know. I'm serious.
Once they started counting toilet paper rolls
That old
in
guy,
the county
he
offices,
deserves
we
a
could
chance
save
at
a
it.
bunch
I
of
mean,
money.
I'm serious. I believe Glenn Hart deserves a chance to be chairman, to lead Oconee into the next year with his ideas and thoughts and philosophies, I think Oconee would be the greatest thing ever. I mean, I really believe that he would work much harder than anyone on council. So it is imperative that we elect him, and we need to call everybody, call your county councilman, and say, hey, look, we want Glenn Hart for chairman for 2023.
I would write in.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I may even go speak at the next one.
I think you should.
Well, I have to wear, my.
I think we all should.
Band hat.
I think all four of us
Your hater blockers.
should go to the next county council
Big
meeting
ones.
and urge all the council members. Well, actually, we need to wait till January when there's actually the vote for the new chairman. That Glenn Hart deserves to be chairman.
Now I can't
Because that way we can live up to the chart.
Now I can't get sick if somebody's giving me the stink eye, can I? 'Cause
No.
I probably get a lot of stink eyes at me.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rainey, if you'll bring us some ribs back, we'll tailgate before the next county council meeting.
Well,
I
Randy
think
would.
that'd be great.
I think it would be good.
Tailgating.
We'll tailgate.
He would be there. He'd protect me from all the
County
stink
council
eye.
tailgating. And then
Start
Chris
a
could
new
play.
trend.
Then Chris could play his little bongos and his little whatever
his
over here.
violin.
His violin.
Oh yes, yes, folks. This is the world's smallest violin because, of course, it was a pink slushy. But there's one thing. I want to say because these are statistics that are. Oh, what does that
Glenn
mean?
Hart will give the show and Chris great ratings for a whole year. Go, Chris!
Who said that? Who said that?
They get a siren.
Who said it? Who said it? All right.
That's
All
right.
I thank you.
Roger, you
But
have,
I'm staying with my friends. I'm not getting another contract on my own show.
you have got our heart right here, Roger. I tell you. Tonight,
you.
We
Thank
have
you, Roger.
opened up that we feel that Glenn Hart is chairman of the county council for 2023.
Hey, so when you look at this video, did you know that the OCC says that the South Carolina is the most liberal red state? Did you know that?
Rainey,
Yeah,
are
I'm
you
not buying that.
Rainey, are you liberal?
I'm not.
Well, that's
Okay.
what they said.
Okay, the OCC said you're liberal. Go ahead.
That's what they said. They said
They were
think
talking about me.
That's their take. It's liberal, but you know the problem is it's a hard time to understand their points because they're so top level. They mean nothing and they do nothing for the demographics. But when you look at this study by Edison Research, out of the red states, these states are theoretically more liberal than South Carolina, Ohio, Nebraska, Kansas, Utah, Florida, and Texas. So we aren't the most liberal red state.
What about Mountain Rest?
Yeah, well, maybe Mountain Rest. You got an enclave
I mean,
somewhere.
what about Neary, Utica,
You mean where the? Are you talking about where
Takena?
Are you talking about where the elitist extremists living in luxury
What,
high
Neary?
in the mountains?
Are you talking Neary?
Where's that?
I mean, my God, they
No,
got brand
I'm
new
not.
Whoa, yes,
I'm
you are.
talking-
They've got
That's global
condos
elitist
there.
down there now.
I'm
They got
talking-
that brand new condo of the mill. And let me tell
No.
you,
I'm talking about these multi-million-dollar homes up
the
there.
condos down at Neary, they are multi-million dollars.
Yes, they are.
They're
they
beautiful. I think they're like, well, you can't buy them. They're renting them out now. But
Well, how long have people talked about, especially the OCC,
Previously, that's just
about
where the
the
vampires
progressive
lived.
elitist on
Yeah.
the lake? But the problem is this. I mean, I've been driving around. I mean, I got a car. It's kind of,
well, I'm 46 years old, and I've heard the same thing for 46 years. I'll be 47 January.
Have you been up there to see those houses?
Which one?
The ones of these OCC guys? I mean, they're huge.
Jump on that.
Beautiful mountains.
All you white people live up there.
Elitist extremists, living in luxury.
Elitist extremist.
High in the mountains, looking down their noses at us.
I live up on top of the Fun Tower. You know where the Fun Tower's at?
What's that?
It's up on top of the Salem Water Tower.
you?
Whee! I fly up there every once in a while.
Well, you need my hat.
Rainey, do you have any final thoughts? I know you're just sitting here dying, listening, and, I know
that's
you
right,
miss
we're
us.
cutting off now.
Oh, I do, and I think that what most people need to remember is the OCC was disingenuous in the beginning. It's disingenuous before the election, and
Disingenuous
the rhetoric
now.
the rhetoric that they're putting out now is totally disingenuous. That video that Mac Mahan posted
Yep.
it's the top 5 and the top and the bottom 5 of the precincts in the county for voting. But what he didn't show was 21 out of 31 precincts in the county had over 50% turnout.
Well, I mentioned that Stamp Creek had 67. We had New Hope with 66. You had Kiwi. And there's your 3 that are around the lake, by the way. So the lake people do vote.
But Long Creek came out. 61%
I
of the
said,
people
yeah.
registered to vote in Long Creek came up. 61%. And what that tells me is they came out to vote because we got a concerned county. We really do.
Yep.
Now, they didn't vote for his candidate because they know that was a bad idea.
Yeah, I agree.
You talk about the primary and only having 16% turnout for the primary, but hell, there wasn't but two people running. You, Don Mize, the lady from over at the lake against Elliott, and her campaign was all hate rhetoric. So everybody knew.
Well, her
that they didn't
campaign
want
was
her.
run. Well, her campaign was run by the OCC.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And then your campaign was ran against by everybody that didn't want you to win.
I mean, I didn't
Oh,
know
no.
you then, but man, it was ugly.
Oh,
I mean, I
yes.
was like, that poor guy.
So when we were over at Chaw Ram back in the spring when they were before the primary,
Yep.
the KNAP opens up with, she opens up with, these are the things wrong with the guy that's running against me, not this is what I can do for you.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was just all attack.
It was attack.
Well, that's why they lost
But
the
now,
red wave.
but now they're putting brands on their arms and stickers on their car like they're Nazis. So at least we see them coming. I wish they'd put them on the front of their car instead of the back of their car.
Well,
Yeah, really.
coming
that way
up,
we'd know.
coming up next week, we're going to be giving away a Thanksgiving prize pack. We have an OCC sticker and a FPS party T-shirt. If you'll be the 10th caller next week, we will give you that.
How much are
I
they?
love it.
I don't know, but we're going to figure it
I
out
like that
one way or the
T-shirt
other.
with one on it.
But for real though, that's what we got to look at is, when they start telling the truth, and without putting their spin on it to make everyone else but them look bad.
Yep.
Then people might start listening to them. But until then, I think that they're just irrelevant.
You know what, Randy, you're right, and Jeff's body language saying, "Hey, we're gonna close it out." But I want to say one thing, guys. I don't care what party you belong to. These conversations are never easy. When these guys are telling you crap, or anybody else is telling you that, you need to look at it and really think about what they're saying, because the majority of the time it is 100% bullshit.
No, you need to fact check it. If
You
wanna
need
talk-
to,
if
and you
wanna
need
talk-
to think about the ramifications of it. Because when this red wave failed, the biggest thing driving these voters as they crossed over was they were scared to death of losing the democracy. That the stats bear that out. And women, these women are adults. They have their right to do whatever the hell they want with their body. I don't want anybody telling me what to do. But when you start telling them and you start calling kids in high school because they are taking a stance at a young age as they're learning about understanding what they want, and you're calling them murderers? I mean, that's crazy.
Because they have an opinion, not because they've done anything.
It was just an opinion, and asking if they'd had an abortion. I mean, come on, guys. That
Can't
could
even
be
drive after dark, man. Okay.
that could be my granddaughter. What the hell is wrong with them? But anyways, guys, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Just try to get along. Let's just talk. Make sure we understand each other's ideas, and let's just make it better. That's all. And there's Jeff. He's getting ready to cancel it out. Don't cancel me. Don't cancel me.
No, I'm playing your theme song. Rainey, I love you, brother. Be careful.
All right, y'all take care.
Drive careful.
And we'll see you. We'll talk to you.
Be
over
careful,
the next day
Randy.
or two.
Hey, see y'all. Y'all have a good day.
You too.
Deuces.
Deuces. Got you a theme song we're going out with. This is a San Francisco Wildwood Weed.
Oh, God, that makes me homesick.
Jim Stafford, by the way, from the 1970, 74. Hey, enjoyed it.
I did too.
You know, it is kind of nice.
Oh, Lord, I love San Francisco.
Now that Rainy's off, we can actually talk about him. Glad he ain't here. We had a great
No,
show
no,
tonight.
don't say that. He does steal my camera time.
At least we couldn't smell his food this time.
I know, and
Well,
at
he
least
is
he
a
didn't
good
get his
cook.
chili on himself this time either.
He is a good cook.
You know, when he comes in here, yeah, buy Wendy's chili. That's a great cook, Chris. Yay! Don't forget, next week is Thanksgiving week, and the friends here at Let's Talk Oconee SC is giving away OCC bumper stickers and an FPS t-shirt coming up next week. And we will honor Perry Smith next week
You
on
know
this
what? I
program.
look forward to that.
Oh, it's going to be great.
So I need my Louis Vuitton. I need to leave it here, Brian.
You need to get
I'll see if
big-
I can. I got to do a rush order to get so I can replace it with smaller balls.
What is it with you and balls tonight?
No, that's a custom baton.
I've got big balls.
That you always make everything so dirty.
Oh, you do?
No.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's get out of here. Thanks for joining us tonight here on Let's Talk Oconee SC. And before we go out of here, hit it one time for the Chief.
Oh!
Let's
hey,
hit it one
there you
time
go,
for
there
the
you go.
Chief.
There you go, Casey.
And that's for Roger too.
And that's the sound of a
Oh, wait a minute!
Wow.
One day this fella from
Washington
Washington
came.
came by and spied with him.
Have a good night,
White as a
everybody.
sheet. And he dug and he burned and he burned and he dug and he killed all our cute little weeds. And then he drove away. We just smiled and waved, sitting there on that sack of seeds. Y'all come back now, you hear?